הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לה 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 לי. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לה 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 לי. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is for us to dwell together on this Shabbat. Welcome, Shalom Park, friends, neighbors, and guests, to Kabbalat Shabbat. We use a booklet from Shalom Park, but you'll know most of the prayers. Just join us. If you don't know the words, la 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 la, just lift up your voice. L'chu neranana l'Adonai naria l'tzur yeshenu, nikadma fanav b'todah, bizmirot naria lo. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose and meaning. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this Shabbat day fulfills its promise to us. We sing joyfully to God, Shir Chadash, a new song. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. The earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, yiram hayam umlo'o. Let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad. Let the seas roar and all within it thunder. Adonai malach tagel haaretz yismechu iyim rabim. Anan v'arafel, sevivav tzedek umishpat, machon kis'o. Light is sown for the righteous, and joy for the upright in heart. Exalt in Adonai, you righteous, and give thanks to God's holy name. Or zarua l'tzedek, u'yish rei lev simcha. Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai, v'hodu l'zecher kodsho. Page 6. Praise Adonai our God and bow toward God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy. We get ready to welcome in the Sabbath bride. Come, meet the bride. Come, greet the Shabbat. Keep and remember in the sole command, the solitary God did us command. I am is one. The name is one, in name, in splendor, and in praise. La 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 chadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabala lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat נתקבלה la 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד. השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. לשם תפארת ולתהילה la 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 כדודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נתקבלה לכדודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נתקבלה la 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 לקראת שבת. לכו ונחה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תהי la 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 כדודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נתקבלה לכדודי לקראת כלה. פני שבת נתקבלה la 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 la. We rise spiritually or physically as we are able to greet the bride of Shabbat, our queen. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, am v'simcha v'sochala, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala la 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 chadodi, likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nitkabala, lechadodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat, Pnei Shabbat, Pnei Shabbat nitkabala la 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 la. Please be seated. As we turn to page 10 for the Psalm for Shabbat, it is good to give thanks. Tov lehodot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai u'lizameh l'shimcha elyon lahagid baboker chasdecha ve'emunatecha b'leilot. Yalalai, you can do it. Ready? Yalalala, 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 yalala, yalalala, 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 yalala, yalalala, 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 yalalala. Let's just do the la la la's again. Ready? Are you ready? Yalalala, 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 yalala, yalalala, 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 yalala, yalalala, 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 yalalala. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. They shall thrive like the cedars of Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They shall flourish in the courts of our God. Sadiq Katamar, bottom of page 11. Sadiq Katamar yifrach yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach. Sadiq Katamar yifrach yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach. Ka'eres belvanon yiske, Ka'eres belvanon yiske, Ka'eres belvanon yiske, yiske. Ka'eres belvanon yiske, Ka'eres belvanon yiske, Ka'eres belvanon yiske. Page 13. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Page 14. Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila. Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai hama'ariv aravim. And on page 15, the Ahavat Olam, love of the world. We get ready to receive it. Then we recite the Shema, followed by the V'ahavta, where we give back that love, back to the divine. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadta. Akein Adonai Eloheinu, v'shofeinu kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, v'orach yameinu, uvahem negeh yomam v'layla, v'ahavatcha tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Page 18. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lachtecha v'derech, uv'shochbecha, uv'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mizzot beitecha, uvish arecha. The middle of page 19. And you shall make for yourself tzitzit on the corners of your garment through the ages, The tzitzit are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Adonai Elohechem Emet. On page 20, we leave Egypt and we come out of that narrow space, that space where we felt so confined, and we come to the water's edge and we look. What are we supposed to do now? Well, we have to have faith, and we have to enter the water and hope and believe that God will part it for us. Mi chamocha v'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot osei fela, norah tehilot osei fela. Because who among the mighty compares to you, Adonai, whose holiness is as glorious as yours, praised as awesome, doing wonders. Malchutecha ra'u v'necha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, ze'eli anu v'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha v'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot osei fela, norah tehilot osei fela. V'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov, ugoalo miyad hazak mimenu, baruch atah Adonai ga'al Yisrael. Mi chamocha v'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot osei fela, norah tehilot osei fela. Help us, God, to lie down in peace and raise us up to a life renewed. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu l'shalom. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu l'shalom. Ushmor tzitenu uvoenu l'chaim u'l'shalom. Ushmor tzitenu uvoenu l'chaim u'l'shalom. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu l'shalom. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu l'shalom. Ufos aleinu Sukat shlomecha, ufos aleinu Sukat shlomecha. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu l'shalom. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu l'shalom. On page 24. We guard this Shabbat. Heschel said, as much as the Jews have guarded the Shabbat, Shabbat has guarded the Jews. V'shamaru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. We're on page 26. We rise as we are able, physically or spiritually, for Hatzi Kaddish to be followed by the Amidah, or conversation with God. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba b'alma dibra chirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dochol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv v'maru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach la'alam ul'almei almaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'maru amen. Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi yagid hilatecha. Adonai, open our lips that our mouths may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Afot, Umevi Goel Livnei V'Nehem, L'ma'an Shemo, V'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ufoked Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Metim Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechaye Metim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar. chamocha ba'al kivurot, umido melach, melach memit, umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanata lehachayot metim. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hametim. Praise to you, Adonai, the Holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Top of 33, we read in English together. Heaven, earth, and all their beings were finished. God completed on the seventh day the work that had been done, and ceased upon the seventh day from all the work that had been done. God blessed the seventh day and set it apart, for on it God had ceased from all the work that had been done in carrying out creation. Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu, ritzei v'mnuchateinu, Kadshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tein chelkeinu b'toratecha, Sabeinu mituvecha, v'samcheinu b'shuatecha, v'tahel libeinu, le'avdecha, Ve'emet anhileinu Adonai Eloheinu b'hava v'ratzon Shabbat kodshecha ve'anuchu v'Yisrael mikadeshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. Top of 35. When we are overwhelmed by life circumstances, shield us from defeat with your words of promise. And when we are troubled by turbulence in our lives, shield us from chaos and confusion with your reassuring words of Sabbath peace. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Grant lasting peace to your people Israel and to all who dwell on earth, for you are the sovereign Lord of peace. May it please you to bless your people Israel in every season and at every moment with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavorech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. We take a moment for our individual prayers. Shalom b'momav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'immaru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. V'immaru amen. So this week's Torah portion is Yitro, and in the parasha of Yitro, we arrive at Sinai, and a miraculous thing happens. We see the thunder and we hear the lightning. So strange, right? But our senses are so overwhelmed by what's going on that everything gets jumbled. And then Moses, because we're too fearful to take all of the commandments in, we say, stop, stop, stop. And we send Moses up Mount Sinai to get the rest of the commandments. And when I'm reciting, it's called Aseret HaDibrot. It actually means the 10 statements, although we say the 10 commandments. I always stop. I wanna say Kabbalat avicha v'adimecha more than once. Honor your father and your mother, because it's so important. It's an interaction between humanity, and yet it's listed on the side when you divide them into 5 and 5 commandments. It's listed right there on the side, those commandments between God and man, because our parents are so much like that for us. They give us birth, right? And then they're there. They seem certainly godly when you're a child. When you're a teenager, not so much, but certainly when you're a child, and then later, they become that again. They become very, very important people. So I thought I would do a story about honoring your parents, honoring parents, and that relationship. It's called By Loving Man, You Honor God. And it's adapted from the parables of the Preacher of Dubno, and it's in a book called 10 Traditional Jewish Stories, retold by Gloria Goldrich. A wise and wealthy man was the father of 3 sons. When his 2 elder sons were grown, they went to live in a distant town. The eldest son became very rich. He married and had many children and a large and splendid house. His younger brother, though, worked very hard and yet was poor. These 2 brothers seldom saw each other. One day, the wealthy son received a letter from his father. The youngest son of the family was to be married. And of course, the father wanted both older sons to be at the wedding. He wrote, "Please come home, my son, and bring your poor brother with you. I will pay for all the new clothing and give you any money you spend on the journey. I do this because you will be obeying the 5th commandment of God. Honor your father and your mother." The wealthy son and his wife bought beautiful and expensive clothing for themselves and for their children. The boys and their father wore velvet suits. The girls and their mother wore bright-colored silk dresses. A carriage drawn by white horses was hired, and just as they were about to leave for the wedding, the children reminded their father that he had said nothing about the wedding to his poor brother. Swiftly, the white horses galloped to the small house where the poor brother lived. The arrival startled him, but the wealthy brother ushered him into the carriage even though he was still dressed in shabby work clothes and tattered shoes. When they arrived at their father's house, the townspeople came out to greet them. As the wealthy son and his family got out of the carriage, everyone admired their velvet suits and silk dresses. Silver buckles flashed on their shoes, and the strangers wondered who they were. "Don't you know?" one of the townspeople said. "He's the son of the town's richest man, and he's very rich too." At last, the poor brother slunk out of the carriage. He was ashamed because of his clothes. They were rags, and his toes poked through the thin shoes he wore. "And who is this one?" the strangers asked. The townspeople turned away without answering. As everyone entered the house, the musicians played a merry tune in their honor. The mother and father hugged their sons. The wedding guests were very happy. They sang and danced to honor the bride and the groom. But the poor brother did not dance. He watched sadly from a corner, hoping no one would notice his ragged clothing. A week later, it was time to return home. The wealthy brother went to his father. He gave him a bill for the velvet suits and the silk dresses, and he also gave him a bill for the carriage and white horses. "It is wonderful that you can afford such expensive clothes," said the father. "May your wife and children enjoy them in good health, and I hope you enjoy your ride home in the beautiful carriage." But aren't you going to pay these bills?" the wealthy son asked. "You promised to pay for all the clothing and for our journey. Here, it is in your own letter." "Oh, I remember what I wrote," the father replied. "I promised to pay for everything because I thought you would fulfill the commandment to honor your father and your mother. But your mother and I were not honored when you brought your brother to the wedding dressed in rags. Had you really wanted to honor us and bring us joy, you would have brought him in a velvet suit like your own. All that you spent to come to the wedding was for your own honor. Therefore, I will not pay. It was not to honor your father and your mother. I hope this teaches you that you honor parents when you show your love for your brother. Indeed, you honor God when you show your love for all of humankind." So we're going to do the alternative, one of the alternative Mishaberachs. I know we're used to doing Debbie Freeman's, but this is easy. We've done it before. Main words are El, Na, Rafana, Elna, Elna, Rafana, La. So we hold in our hearts everyone who's in need of healing. So you can say the names out loud if you have people that you want to have healing. And all around the world, we hope that we're in the process of getting rid of this terrible plague and that people will be healed soon. Mi shaberach avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Yivarach Beraped HaCholim Elna Rifana Elna Rifana La Elna Rifana Elna Rifana Elna Rifana La again Elna Rifana Elna Rifana La Elna Rifana Elna Rifana La. Send those good thoughts out to everyone in need of healing and all of their caretakers, all of our frontline workers, all of our essential workers, everyone who needs a little boost physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. We're all there. We're all there together. On page 39, Aleinu. Please rise as you are able, physically or spiritually. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gahar aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamalachim, hakadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Noteh Shamayim v'Yoser Haaretz, Moshev Yikaro b'Shamayim mima'al, Ushchinatu zo, v'Govhem meromim, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet Malkeinu efesuato, Kakatuv b'Torato, V'yadata hayom, V'ashevota elevavecha, Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, B'shamayim mima'al, V'al ha'aretz, Mitachat ein od. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'nemar, v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who have died in this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own, Zikronam Livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. At Shalom Park, we are remembering Robert Sutter, Louise Frazier, Elizabeth Browning, Tatiana Margulis, Bertha Paper, Eva Fibert, Mary Lemberg, Helen Schellenberg, Catherine Herring, Celia Abrams, Shirley Katz, Sabina Shayevskaya, Daniel Zuckerman, Horace Cooper, Milton Toltz, Robert Rudolph, Ben Boxer, Ruth Eidelberg, Juanita Valdez, Lillian Fisher, Miriam Tartakovskaya, Thelma Paris, Evelyn Thornton, Ellen Taustick, Neva Christine, Merlin Knudsen, Thorkild Paulson, Max Stoller, Pearl Shames, Catherine Rhodes, Bess Lankowitz, James Gaba, Jack Gilman, Sarah Jablin, Bertha Katzson, Mary Looper, Max Kaplan, Claire K. Buckofser, James Lewis, Paul Motern, Doobie Bernstein, and Dorothy Budner. If you have names for whom you are saying a yahrzeit, an annual remembrance, or if you're saying Yisker still, if you're saying Shiva, if you're in 7 days, or Shaloshim, the 30 days, rise as you are able, spiritually, physically. If you are someone who says Kaddish for those who have no one to say it, now is the time to join us. Kaddish is on, and please feel free to say the names out loud for whom you're saying Kaddish if they were not on that list. Page 45, Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. Ba'alma di v'ra chirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon v'yomechon. Uvchaye d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agalal v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'olam u'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal, shmeid kudsha baruch hu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imeru, amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imeru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imeru, amen. May the one who brings peace to the heaven grant comfort to all who mourn. Together we say, amen. And we bring in Shabbat by lighting candles and saying Kiddush and Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'hava ratzon hinhilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yom te'ilah l'mikrah kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'chata v'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uv'ratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. And Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And we finish by inviting in the angels, asking them to join us. Angels are another name for feelings. When we love and act with kindness, we create angels of love and kindness. It is our job to fill our world with angels and messengers of love and kindness who link people together as one family. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Borchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom. Have a beautiful Shabbat, a lovely weekend, a good week. Let the angels follow you through the week. And I'll see you next Kabbalat Shabbat next Friday. Shabbat Shalom.